It looks like the incumbents and giants of the flagship smartphone game have some competition. Hey, it's Joshua Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And this is the OnePlus One versus the Samsung Galaxy S5 in this quick look. Now, the OnePlus One features a minimalistic look and a premium feel, almost without any embellishments, with its slightly raised display on the front, surrounded by a chrome frame and a clean, smooth, hard plastic back. The Samsung Galaxy S5 features a good feel as well, with its soft-touch plastic back plate that has a perforated design. Now, the dimpled design of the back may be a little controversial to some on the S5, which might put the One over in the looks department. The front of the OnePlus One is all black, with no logos or physical buttons to draw the attention away from the display. You get capacitive buttons, but you also get the option to switch from using those to on-screen keys. The Galaxy S5, on the other hand, comes with Samsung's signature button layout on the front, with the physical home button being flanked by two capacitive keys, and the major difference being the replacement of the menu key with a recent apps key. In terms of dimensions, the OnePlus One is obviously the larger of the two devices, courtesy of its bigger 5.5-inch display compared to the 5.1-inch one of the Galaxy S5. As a result, the handling experience is certainly easier with the Galaxy S5, while the one-handed use will be more difficult on the OnePlus One. So you do get an overall handling nod given to the Samsung Galaxy S5, but we are dealing with a very pretty device in the One, which will further be enhanced in its look when the different material backs are released. Now, both of these phones feature 1080p displays, with the difference being obviously in the size, 5.5 inches for the OnePlus One and 5.1 inches for the Galaxy S5, resulting in a pixel density of 401 and 432 pixels per inch, respectively. As for the technologies underlining the screens, we have a beautiful IPS LCD display on the OnePlus One, which also comes with touch-on lens tech, and is also said to be significantly more shadowproof than other screens. You also get great viewing angles with its 178-degree possible vision. The Galaxy S5, on the other hand, features the Vivid Super AMOLED display that provides vivid colors, great contrast, high brightness, and colors that jump out of the screen and pretty much punch you in the face. At first glance, we're looking at pretty much the best that either of these screen architectures can offer. Super AMOLED continues to create highly saturated, colorful experience, while the JDI IPS screen on the One is a great performer in its own right. Get inside of these phones and you'll find the same quad-core Snapdragon 801 processor clocked in at 2.5 GHz and backed by the Adreno 330 in either, but the OnePlus One does come with 1 extra gig of RAM more than the Galaxy S5. But in either case, performance should be smooth and fast, and both should easily handle anything you throw at it. The Galaxy S5 does feature expandable storage, which is one of its main options that puts it over some of the other flagship phones, and it's not one that you get with the OnePlus One, which does attempt to make up for it by offering a version with 64 gigabytes of built-in storage. Samsung always packs its flagship releases with everything it can, and so the Galaxy S5 comes with a heart rate monitor on the back, a fingerprint scanner that is integrated into the home button, and it also has to be mentioned that the Galaxy S5 comes with an IP67 rating for protection against dust and water. The Galaxy S5 also features a smaller 2800 mAh battery compared to the 3100 mAh unit in the OnePlus One. So while the battery of the latter is large enough to comfortably provide a full day of use, the power-saving features and modes baked into Galaxy S5 would help it get a lot done as well. And even with the promise of better battery life with the OnePlus One, the Galaxy S5 does also get a slight advantage by virtue of having a battery that is removable, giving you the option to carry around to spare for when you need it. Overall, Samsung's penchant for putting everything in their devices does put it somewhat over the more simplistic outlook of the OnePlus One. But if the two main aspects of the removable battery and expandable storage aren't as important to you, the core experience here is still pretty comparable between these two phones. Now, in the optics department, we do find a 13-megapixel Sony Exmor RS sensor in the OnePlus One, and it is constructed of a 6-part lens with a f2.0 aperture and a dual LED flash. And as far as the software package goes, it does provide a lot of options that should be able to give a pretty wonderful smartphone camera experience. Bring it around to the front and you get a 5-megapixel camera with a wide lens that enables an 80 degrees field of view. Now, the Samsung Galaxy S5, of course, comes with the 16-megapixel ISOCELL camera that provides some pretty great photos that we've already covered extensively in the review and a camera shootout. You get good images with great detail, and while some software features like the selective focus can be hit and miss at times, when it does work, it does add a little bit of style to your smartphone photography. Now, obviously, the OnePlus One camera will be put through its paces once we get our hands on a review unit, so you can stay tuned for comparisons between these two packages in the near future. Finally, in software, we look at two slightly different philosophies as the OnePlus One runs CyanogenMod 11S, a special release built specifically for the One to take advantage of all of its hardware and its features, and is based on an Android 4.4 KitKat. You get the clean, minimalistic, stock-like experience with a lot of customization found underneath to really give you freedom on the core experience. But useful software features include voice commands that let you wake the device, or you can launch your favorite apps by drawing preset gestures on a sleeping screen. And as mentioned before, you can even choose between on-screen and capacitive navigation buttons to suit your preference, further supporting the notion that CM can really be catered to your liking. And with the Samsung Galaxy S5, you get the familiar TouchWiz UI with some elements that have been updated, and of course a number of new features as well. Big changes include the new circle motif that is found in the notification toggles and the settings menu, and the addition of the My Magazine, a second screen that works as a news and social media aggregator. After that, you get a few different tools like the toolbox and even a download booster, so there is a lot to see inside of the TouchWiz UI updated for the Galaxy S5. Now, while TouchWiz ultimately packs so much in order to provide supplementations to your Android experience, CyanogenMod takes a slightly different approach in that it allows you the freedom of customizing the already well-received shell that is the stock Android experience. Now, price is where these comparisons will probably get pretty nuts, because while the Galaxy S5 is available on 2-year contracts at $199 on the various carriers in the States, you can also get one unlocked at the base model for over $600. On the other hand, the OnePlus One brings you a great core Android experience at the incredible price of $299. Now, for all that is offered in the One, that is one hell of a price, and while whether or not this is truly the flagship killer remains to be seen, $299 is probably OnePlus's biggest trump card in the battle between it and here, the incumbent Samsung. So stay tuned to Android Authority for the future comparison between this and the Samsung Galaxy S5, and also stay tuned for the rest of our coverage of the OnePlus One, because we are your source for all things Android.